This morning, Ms. Yolandra Nathaniel, a small business professional with the Naval Weapons Supply Systems located in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, is presenting. She is currently on rotation in the Department of Navy's Office of Small Business Programs and the Office of Mentor Protégé Program Manager. She's supporting the program manager, Miss Mercedes Thurston, while she is currently on rotation. Please welcome Miss Yolandra Nathaniel.
Good morning, everyone. Today is an honor to brief you on the DoD OSBP Mentor Protégé Program. As stated before, it's led by Ms. Mercedes Thurston, who is on rotation at the Deputy Assistant Secretary of the Navy for Procurement, which is known as DASMP. So I would like to take time to thank Ms. Shannon Clancy and the Apex Accelerators for this invite, along with DoD OSBP leadership for affording us this opportunity. Ms. Patrice Jones is the Chief of Staff who runs this rotation program. Along with, I'd like to thank Deputy Director, Ms. Elise Bullock, and DoD OSBP Director, Ms. Arvis Washington. Along with my team that's here, Jesse Horblum, who is also on rotation within the office, and to Ms. Tamika Dandy, who is contract support. So I really appreciate you all. Next slide. The Mentor Protégé Program was established as a pilot program in fiscal year 91 in response to DoD prime contractors' concerns for small disadvantaged businesses that did not possess technical capabilities necessary to perform subcontractor requirements. The program attempts to address the challenge by helping primes achieve their small disadvantaged business subcontracting goals. In addition to assisting the primes meet their SDB subcontracting goals, the program is used to fill or address critical gaps or vulnerabilities in DoD and DoD, with focus areas in manufacturing, research and development, and knowledge-based services. As a result of the program's effectiveness in fiscal year 2023, the National Defense Authorization Act codified and made the program permanent. Next slide. The Mentor Protégé Program provides incentives to DoD prime contractors to assist small businesses by enhancing business development and technology capabilities, increasing subcontracting participation in government and commercial contracts, and positioning small businesses for prime contracting opportunities by increasing the protégé firm's technical and business infrastructure capabilities. As mentioned in previous slides, the program focus areas are knowledge-based services, manufacturing, and R&D. Each agreement consists of general business management assistance and technology transfer. Examples of general business management assistance includes the human resources training, capture management, and proposal development training, or training in implementing a DCAA compliant accounting system. Technology transfer can consist of 1, updating and implementation of quality systems. Secondly, various certification and or work on specific technology within DoD. Next slide. The Mentor Protégé Program purpose is to increase the overall participation of SDBs to participate more effectively in the federal government contracting marketplace, to successfully perform contract work, and be a value-added member of the defense industrial base. The biggest objective of the MPP is to establish, increase, and maintain a strong and more capable small business industrial base to support the warfighter. Next slide. As mentioned previously, the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year 2023 codified the Mentor Protégé Program from pilot to permanent and addressed industry-related concerns. The regulatory changes are indicated under Section 856 of the NDAA fiscal year 2023, with modifications and changes to the overall Mentor Protégé Program. This slide here highlights the major modifications to the program. The first major modification is the lowering of the threshold amount of DoD awarded contracts necessary to demonstrate the mentor can impart value to a protege before it becomes a mentor and enters an MPP agreement from $100 million to $25 million in total defense contracts for the prior fiscal year, which allows the proteges to sync with a mid-level or a mid-tier prime. Secondly, it extended the duration of the MPP participation from 2 years to 3 years. Also, Congress requires DoD OSBP to maintain outcome-based performance goals and to annually collect data. Fourthly, the incorporation of the pilot protege incentive program. Now, this program allows the protege to receive up to 25% of the agreement for protege technical reimbursement. Lastly, the post-award reporting for proteges has increased from 2 to 5 years. Next slide. There are 3 types of mentor protege program agreements: reimbursable, credit, and the hybrid. Next slide. The reimbursable provides monetary reimbursement only for the cost of developmental assistance incurred by the mentor firm and provided to a protege firm in accordance with the approved agreement. The allowable cost includes assistance provided by approved subcontractors listed on the slide, the direct labor costs for assistance by mentor firm employees, and then the cost for developmental trainings and conferences. Next slide. The credit MPA allows the mentor to receive credit towards subcontracting goals for costs incurred. The hybrid agreement is a combination of both the credit and the reimbursable. It can be arranged based on what's best for the mentor and protege. However, it must be documented within the agreement. Both the credit and the hybrid agreements will require DCMA approval regardless of which defense agency the agreement is with. Next. In order to qualify as a mentor, a contractor must be eligible to receive a federal contract, have prime contract with at least one active subcontracting plan, have a DoD contract or contracts totaling at least $25 million from previous fiscal year, and must demonstrate that they can provide qualified assistance, be in good financial health, and not be debarred or suspended. Next. In order to qualify to be a protege, you must fall within one of the socioeconomic categories in the right column. A protege must also be eligible for award of a federal contract and must not be owned by the mentoring company. Next. The benefits. The MPP provides various benefits to both industry and the government. Some of the government benefits are enhancing industrial capabilities, relating and higher quality products and services. Industry mentors can provide direct assistance, including financial assistance to smaller subcontractors, and in return, the mentors gain a qualified subcontractor through the protege and can possibly avoid competition for subcontractors. Next. Some benefits the mentors gain from participating in this program is developing long-term business relationships with small disadvantaged businesses, developing or increasing the small disadvantaged business subcontracting base, and increased opportunity with Protégé to win new contracts and subcontracts. The Protégé benefits includes gaining technical assistance, increased teaming opportunities with Mentor, and long industrial-based partnerships with DoD. Next. Just because Protégés are small doesn't mean they can't make a difference. This slide here demonstrates just a few of the Navy's program of records that both current and past Protégés have impacted. One of our non-Perry award-winning Protégés provide complex products and services such as customized testing capabilities and solutions that contribute to the development process of products and service deliverables on overland radar and somewhat class destroyer. One of our current Protégés is receiving developmental assistance that will make them a supplier for new construction CVN electrical workbenches. Another current Protégé is working on developing a stricter process when manufacturing electrical, electronic, and electromechanical supplies for the MQ-25. Finally, a previous Protégé leveraged their expertise in agile software development as a subcontract on the Navy personnel and pay modernization effort, which developed the infrastructure to support a modernized app-based personnel system. Next slide. This chart here shows the amount of work Protégés have contributed to the DoD industrial base from fiscal year 2018 through fiscal year 2022. From fiscal year 2018 to fiscal year 2022, current and former MPP Protégés have contributed over $2 billion of work to the DoD industrial base. Next. The Mentor Protégé program focuses on agreements in the following technology areas: knowledge-based services, manufacturing, research, and development, as stated before. This chart here demonstrates how much DoD spends in these focus areas. As you can see, the numbers has consistently increased over the past 5 years, giving more opportunity for Protégés to participate in doing business with DoD. Next. How to participate? Well, we start off with the mentor application. This step can be done concurrently with the alignment of the Protégé. A mentor should apply to DoD to be an approved mentor in the program. Secondly, the mentor Protégé alignment. The Navy does not release a solicitation or BAA. The Navy Mentor Protégé Program process is initiated by the mentor and Protégé agreeing to team. Next is the major buying activity identification. This is where the major buying activity will be engaged. The mentor identifies a major buying activity for sponsorship. Selecting an activity for sponsorship should be based on the products, services the mentor, along with the Protégé, provide. For example, if the contractor specializes and provides products and construction, they should not seek sponsorship from NAVC or NAVAIR. They should seek sponsorship from NAVFAC. Then there's the introductory briefing. An introductory briefing, stakeholders reach a tentative agreement and sponsorship is solidified. The stakeholders include DoD MPP program manager, technical and small business rep from major buying activity, and mentor and Protégé. The mentor provides a white paper or other initial documentation identifying proposed agreement to the major buying activity and customer supported. Then there's the agreement submission. Once the tentative endorsement is given, then a formal NPA is submitted to DON OSBP for approval through the Major Buying Command Small Business Office for review and or endorsement. Then we go to the NPP contract process. This is where it begins. Once the NPA is approved, funds will be submitted to the Center of Excellence and a standalone contract will be issued to the mentor. Now you can find a detailed flow and description of the process on the DON NPP guidebook, which is found on the website. Next slide. As mentioned in my previous slide, it is the responsibility of the mentor and protege to determine which major buying activity would sponsor their agreement. The sponsorship should identify how the proposed agreement would benefit the major buying activity and which customer program of record will be supported. The Navy has 10 major buying activities, each responsible for specific duties to support the warfighter. One is the U.S. Marine Corps Installation and Logistics Command, which buys ground equipment. Contracting is performed by the Marine Corps Field Contracting System. Next, the Marine Corps System Command buys ground weapons and dabbling in IT systems. They exercise contracting and technical authority for all Marine Corps ground weapon and information technology programs. We have Military Sea Life Command, which is our ocean transport. Once we buy, we need to deliver. They would buy freight services, engineering services, navigational services, and shipbuilding and repair. Then we have NAV Air. Naval Air System Command is all things aviation. NAV Air buys material support for aircraft and airborne weapon systems for the United States Navy. NAVFAC, the Naval Facilities Engineering Command, handles all of the construction and facilities for the DON. Naval Shore and Expeditionary Systems Command that plans, builds, and maintains sustainable facilities, delivers environmental utilities and other base services, and acquires and manages expeditionary combat force systems and equipment. Have NAVSEA. Naval Sea System Command is all things ships. NAVSUP, Naval Supply Systems Command, is majority of the Navy buys. Hence, Supply Systems Command, they buy services material, logistics, maritime items, aviation spares. In short, NAVSUP supplies the DON with high quality supplies and services whenever and wherever those supplies and services are needed. NAVWAR, Naval Information Warfare Systems. Command delivers information warfare and cyber capabilities to the fleet. The ONR Office, Office of Naval Research. They are the research and development arm of the DON. SSP, Strategic Systems Programs. Strategic Weapon Systems, Missile Systems. Each command has identified challenges, capability gaps, in which they believe small business can fill. Check out each activity's long-range acquisition estimates located on the DON OSBP website. Next slide. The criteria. NPA requires a length of 3 years. The agreement includes the details of the developmental programs for the protege, specifically the milestones, the goals, and estimated dollar amounts of potential contractors between the mentor and protege. The agreement must also show value to DoD, DON, and the Defense Industrial Base. Finally, if agreement is reimbursable or hybrid, the agreement must detail the cost breakdown for each year. The cost should not exceed $1 million per year. Next. The proposal package. The requirements for package include the executive summary, which is the overall summary that addresses all sections of DFARS Appendix I, Section 107. The mentor protege agreement. In this portion, all elements of the DFARS regulation, Appendix I, Section 107, must be addressed separately. You can use an MPA template, which is provided in the DoD MPP guidebook. For more details, you can see the website, and that link will be provided. Benefit statements, the return on investment document, which clearly identifies the benefits and or the return of investment to the DON and or DoD. The technical proposal typically is considered most important part of the proposal, which should include easy to follow cost proposal, the identification of labor hours associated with each task, description of labor hours and values associated to tech transfer, which should be approximately 70% of the total proposed cost, the description of labor hours and values associated with the business development task, which should be approximately 30% of the proposal total cost, the milestones chart, which has soft dates, that includes appropriate metrics to measure progress and completion of major developmental tasks. The cost proposal. While there are many specific criteria elements, a few major points of the cost proposal includes identified in 12-month increments, include a separate cost summary page for base year and priced options for any additional years of proposed efforts. Incidental costs or other than direct costs must be less than 10% of the total cost of the proposal. Detailed examples and the calculation method are noted in the DON MPP guidebook. The tasks completed by the approved subcontractors are allowable and not included in the incidental cost. Again, more links, resources, and specific details on the cost proposal are described in the guidebook. So the guidebook is your friend. Next. Here are the other keynotes. The one that I will highlight is that an MPA is a marriage requiring courtship, requires dating. In most cases, the proteges are selected from the supplier base of the mentor because of the relationship that they may have already formed. Overall, the proposal package must specify how the developmental program will, 1, increase ability to participate in DoD contracting, 2, increase the subcontracting opportunities, and lastly, address identified needs to enhance the ability to perform. Next. Project Spectrum. Project Spectrum is used as a premier source for the tools and training needed to increase cybersecurity and maintain compliance in accordance with DoD contracting requirements and cybersecurity maturity model certification, CMMC compliance. They develop and deliver world-class educations and training materials and state-of-the-art tools to strengthen the delivery, the cybersecurity hygiene and compliance processes. Project Spectrum gives MPP participants educational training, resources, tools, and direct coaching to support manufacturer cyber hygiene, cybersecurity policy, regulation, and upcoming CMMC compliance. Ultimately, Project Spectrum is ensuring that participants are CMMC compliance ready. It is also available to all small businesses. Next. Well, again, thank you so much for your time. Again, the program manager, Ms. Mercedes Thurston. Here's her contact information listed here. And if you scan the QR code, it'll take you directly to the DON's MPP webpage.
So do we have any questions?
Next. stay up to date with everything of Dawn OSBP. If you scan this code, it'll take you to that webpage.